Praise the Lord. Good morning. I'm going to get right to the point. Some of us, some of you, certain of us, and I'm certain of this, have lost some very good friends because of our conduct, behavior, speech, and or association with someone else that's just plain evil, nasty, mean, and disrespectful. I'm going to pose this question. How many of us, how many of you, and I'm certain of this, have lost a good man, a good woman, men or women, because of your own horrible behavior, conduct, speech, and or association? You know what gets me is when a good man who's trying to escape a horrible situation, he just won't leave. A good woman who's trying to escape a horrible situation, she just won't leave. And I'm not advocating divorce or separation or estrangement. Divorce is on the leeway. Estrangement is in the house. And separation is in the hallway. But how many of us could have been gone a long time ago and could have some peace? You may not have marital peace, but you can have some singular peace. You may not have relationship peace, but you can have some being by yourself or being alone peace. As I leave this alone. When I was living in D.C. after I exited the military at the Pentagon, 1101st Pentagon Operations Company in Fort Myer, Virginia, I started working with one of my old section sergeants. Well, started working for her wife. And she was phenomenal at McDonnell Douglas. And I always wondered why her husband never came to dinners, company functions, although I served with him in the United States Army. And I asked her one time, I said, man, where's your husband at? He's so cool. I just laid it on. He's so cool. He's a good guy, and he's fun to work with. And she looked at me and said to me directly to my face, I've been with my husband since high school. We were high school sweethearts. But I can't take him nowhere. He don't know how to act. He don't talk to me right. So that's why I don't take him anywhere with me. She said, we come in separate cars and we interact and we mingle. She said, but I don't take him anywhere because of his conduct, his speech, and his actions. And how many of us, or excuse me, how many of you have settled for a horrible man with a horrible mouth, horrible attitude? How many of you have settled for a woman, a wife, a girlfriend, a fiance? It doesn't discriminate. It's not gender specific. How many of you, how many of us, and I'm certain of this, have settled for a horrible man, a horrible woman who's had an attitude, been cussing you out, calling your names, being and acting a damn fool for so many years? Love don't hurt. Love don't hit. Love don't degrade. Love is not acidic. Love don't tear you down. You can find this all in the book of Corinthians, 13th chapter. It talks about what love is and what love ain't, as I leave this alone. But so many have settled. All the bells and whistles, all the stop signs, all the red lights, and you blew right through them. Oftentimes people show us who they are well before we marry them, well before we get entangled with them, well before we get messed up with them emotionally, mentally, or psychologically, as I leave this alone. But how many of us, how many of you, and I'm certain of this, got a ball and chain, got a life sentence in prison. Your mind and heart is in prison. And I can't advocate divorce, separation, or estrangement because it's already there. But I can advocate. My mom and dad used to advocate this. You can't treat everybody the same, but you can treat everybody right. And this is what gets me. You know this man is horrible. You know this woman is horrible. You know this man has been horrible. You know this woman has been horrible. But the fear of the unknown has kept so many people locked in marriages and relationships. 30 years, 20 years, 15 years of the same thing. Oh, the first year was fine. Oh, the second year was great as I land our Father's spacecraft. But look at how it's been going forward. And I know you may think it's too late. You think about the pain. You thinking about the emotional pain. You thinking about the hardship. I'd rather be in a shack with a loaf of bread in peace than be in a castle with all kinds of arguing and everything to eat and don't want for nothing. Yes, you do. When last time he kissed you? When last time he had a hand, he held your hand? When last time she held your hand? When last time she kissed you? We really need to get a overstanding that love don't hit, love don't hurt, love don't demise, love don't degrade, love don't put down. As I leave this alone, I pray I touch someone's heart with this message. I pray you escape from New York, Georgia, Colorado. I remember when I was going through a divorce and I was praying, talking to our Heavenly Father, and I heard him say to me, you both are from 2 different states. I'm like, wow, that don't even make any sense. Because she's from Washington, D.C., and I'm from Alabama. Then I realized we were from 2 different state of hearts, 2 different state of minds, 2 different state of conducts, 2 different states of self-respect and respect, 2 different ways, or 2 different states of speaking. As I leave this alone, I pray your escape. I pray your peace. I pray your reconciliation. I pray you're no longer mistreated and talked to any kind of way. I had to do this. I apologize ahead of time. Peace and one.